Hello and welcome to Functional Skills Maths. Today we're going to be looking at the perimeter and area of rectangles. I'm just going to share my screen with you now. And we'll start to look at this important topic. Here we go. So by the end of the session, you should be able to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle and to work out the area of a rectangle as well. And just to note, this is criteria 22 on the level 1 syllabus. So, okay, what is perimeter? Perimeter is the distance around the edge of a shape. You can think of it as being like the skirting board around the room, or we could think of it as being like on a football pitch where they have the white lines that run all the way down the length of the pitch and then across the back by the goal line and then up the other side of the pitch and then around the back of the other goal at the opposite end as well. So the perimeter is a distance around the edge or the outside of something. You can sort of see the indication by the arrows here on screen. Now, to work out the perimeter, the distance of it, all you do is you add up the individual lengths of each side. So let's put some measurements on here. Let's say that it's 8 meters long and 5 meters wide. So working from the top, we've got 8 meters, and then we've got a 5 meters coming down the right-hand side. And then we've got the 8 meters again at the bottom and the 5 meters going up. So if we add up all of those, we'll see that the total distance is 26 meters. And that's it, really. That is how perimeter is calculated, adding up each of the individual lengths. So here on this screen are 3 examples for you to practice. There's a blue rectangle, green rectangle, and an orange rectangle. I'm just going to pause from speaking for a few moments. In this time, I'd encourage you to press pause on your video where you are and just take a moment to work out the perimeter for each of these 3 rectangles, and we'll run through the answers together shortly. Okay, I'd say your time starts now. Okay, and hopefully you've paused long enough to be able to work out what the perimeter of each of these rectangles are. And if you have, hopefully you'll see that the blue rectangle is 12 plus 3 plus 12 plus 3 gives us 30 meters. The green rectangle was millimeters. That's 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. So that's 16. And the orange one down at the bottom, 15 plus 7.2 plus 15 plus 7.2 gives 44.4 centimeters. If you're getting comfortable with that and you want a slightly quicker way of working it out, what you could do is simply add the sides together once and then multiply that by 2. So looking back at the blue rectangle, for instance, 12 plus 3 is 15, and then times 2, because the opposites are equal, would give us 30. You could work it out that way as well. But well done. That is how you work out the perimeter of a rectangle. You simply add up all the lengths of the individual sides. So now we're ready to move on to the area of rectangles. And how do we work out what the area is? What even is the area? Well, the area is the space that a shape occupies, a 2-dimensional shape or a flat shape. So here's a rectangle again, and work out the area this time. What we do is we multiply the length by the width. In terms of practical examples, what we could be thinking about is if we think about a room again, this time we're not looking at how much skirting board we need, we're looking at how much carpet we need. And so this is the calculation that estimators do when they might pop around your house to calculate how much carpet you need. This is what they'll do. They'll multiply the length of your room by the width of your room. Or if we're thinking of a football pitch again, we're now not looking at the white lines around the edge of the football pitch. What we're looking at is how much space there is actually on the pitch, or how much grass there is perhaps in the middle of the pitch. So it's a much greater quantity in many ways. And as it says here, to calculate the area, we multiply the length by the width. So if we put some measurements on here again, we'll use the same ones as earlier. 8 meters long, 5 meters wide. And what we'll do this time is 8 times by 5, and that gives us 40 meters squared. And it's important to remember to give the unit measurement accurately. Because we're dealing with area and a two-dimensional shape, we now got to put that little 2 in the top right-hand corner to make sure that our measurements are accurate. Little exam tip, always do this because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they will actually give you a mark for writing it out correctly. So please take care. When we're dealing with area, we're always talking about meters squared, or centimeters squared, or millimeters squared, or whatever the actual unit is, but it will be squared. Okay, and here we have just a quick reminder in the top right-hand corner of your screens what the formula is for calculating the area of a rectangle. It is length times width. I'd suggest that you write this down and commit it to memory because it's going to be very useful when it comes to the exams, and also hopefully you'll just find this useful in day-to-day life as well. Perhaps if you want to check the estimates that a carpet estimator is making in your house, then you can check for yourselves that they're you know, giving you the right amount of carpet and not overcharging you. And here then are 3 examples for you to have a go at working out. Again, I'm going to pause for about 10 seconds or so. Feel free to press pause on your videos to give yourself time to work out the area of each of these. We'll run through the answers in just a moment. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, so I hope that you've had a chance to work them all out now. The orange one, 10 times 5 is 50 meters squared. Green one, 6 times 3, 18 centimeters squared. And the blue one at the bottom, 12 times 8, 96 meters squared. So well done, got all of those right. If not, then perhaps just take the opportunity to press pause again and just double check your workings out on those. And that brings us to the end of this little session. Hopefully you've learned or refreshed your knowledge of how to calculate the perimeter of rectangles and also to work out the area of rectangles. And I would suggest again as well, please remember that formula. Area of a rectangle equals length times width. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, and I wish you all the best with the rest of your functional skills studies.